admit it, we have all been guilty at one time or another of leaving food out for everybody to grab because everybody likes to graze, at the different barbecues and everything and out there on the patio. But there are some summer food safety concerns that go along with all of that. And to get a little bit more information and some great grilling tips, we have Arisa Larios here to show us how to grill on the healthier side, and sanitarian Monica Caballero with some good food safety tips. And before we get to the grilling, kind of like your number one tip is...
Well, my number one tip would be food safety starts from food prep to when you package it and when you put it in the refrigerator.
So all the way from when you're thinking about what you're going to cook all the way to the very end, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, we've got some more great tips from Monica in a second. But first of all, we are going to be doing some grilling. And Arisa, let's start with healthy grilling. And you want to start with marinade, right?
Yes, marinades are a must. They're so simple, easy to do. You just want to keep your ingredients simple and easy. Here we have a cilantro lime mix. So all you need is just whatever seasonings you want. Your meat of any kind, so chicken, shrimp, beef, anything works well.
Now, you said about 2 hours marinade on that?
You can, yes. These are tender, so they don't need an overnight marinade. But if you definitely have a larger piece of meat, you can marinate overnight.
And especially if it's a cut of beef that maybe is not as good of a cut, and then it can, yes, that acid. But the acid's the important thing, right?
Yes, the acid is key. So your acid can come from limes, lemons, oranges, any type of citrus, or even vinegar. So those are kind of the base components of an acid.
And just for chicken, don't do it too long because it'll...
Yes,
kind of go
and you
too
don't
far.
want to do fish overnight. It'll be ceviche. So
wait, well, you can save the charcoal that way. So and then grilling vegetables. What's the trick here?
So the key with vegetables is really color, right?
Okay.
You want tons of color, tons of nutrients.
You've actually got hunks of corn. I've never done that with hunks of corn on the cob.
Corn, break up your corn so it's just not one corn on the cob. It's a mixture of any other vegetables. So we have sweet potatoes, zucchini, bell peppers, even Brussels sprouts are great on the grill.
Which is one of the best things you can eat, right? Brussels sprouts are great for you. So
yes.
The other good tip you use, because we've got sweet potatoes here, but the onion's going to cook a lot quicker, and the mushroom is than the sweet potato. What's your hint here?
Yes. So with the larger, starchier vegetables like your corn and sweet potatoes, and if you were even roasting other potatoes, you do want to pre-cook them. So you want to steam them for a little bit before, maybe 3 minutes in the microwave, get them a little soft so you can put them on a skewer, and then that's it.
Okay. All right, and then just a little bit of maybe oil and some salt and pepper, and you're all set to go, right?
Yep.
Dessert, and this is one thing people always forget about, is you can grill just about anything. Peaches on the grill, right?
Yes, peaches are great for the grill. They're in season right now. They're super sweet and tasty, so it's a must this summer.
Do you need to put anything on them, or just take it out and go for it?
Yeah, you want to do it when your grill's kind of towards the end on a lower heat so they don't completely burn. Because it is sugar, it could burn pretty quickly. So all you need is just to top it with yogurt, a little bit of cinnamon.
And you're all set to go.
You're all set to
and a little cookie in there. Okay, great tips on that. But of course, like Monica was talking about, we do have to worry about food safety. And other than, from start to finish, the one thing I know that a lot of people forget about are
washing your hands.
Washing the hands, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. So a lot of the times people wash their hands and then they'll start cooking, and then they'll forget that every time after you would have to still wash your hands. So anytime you switch tasks, anytime you start working with raw meat, going to vegetables, you definitely want to make sure that you sanitize your hands in between.
Okay, with the, we talked about grazing and everything, and everybody's, having a good time out there. How long can you leave the food out? You don't want the flies to get to it, but
right, most definitely. So that's a definite thing that you want to keep in mind, is covering any food so that if you are going to keep it off temperature, so that it's just environmental contamination doesn't get to it. But as soon as possible, you want to stick it into the refrigerator to make sure that no biological processes are happening.
So like chicken or burgers, something like that.
Absolutely.
How long can you leave them out?
So anytime that you're going to have meat out of the cold hold, it's going to be 4 hours. Within 4 hours, you want to use that meat, or you want to either cook it to 165 or put it in the cold hold.
And then after it's grilled, how long can you leave it out there?
For the same amount of time.
Okay.
ideally, what you would want to do is if you wanted to store it, maybe for people who haven't shown up to a barbecue yet, you can put it in a crock pot. You can put it in any type of hot hold so that it maintains the hot temperature.
And the other thing, and I actually am pretty good about this as far as same utensils, serving plates, and all that stuff. Because sometimes chicken go into the grill on this plate, and then it's like, oh wait, I got to get a new plate, don't I?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially cutting boards. That's a big thing. A lot of people will cut the meat, raw meat, and then they'll forget that you have to change to an all-new cutting board due to cross-contamination. You want to avoid that.
Okay, so just common sense, basically. Right? Okay.
Pretty much.
Okay. Monica, thank you very much.
No
and for
problem.
more food safety information, of course, head on over to SALive.com and click on the As Seen on SA Live.